Alright guys, I decided I got a few hours before work, so I'm gonna go do a little bit of fishing. I will see you out on the water. Alright guys, so I just made it down here to the pond. It's a new private pond for me. It's in a little subdivision, but it's about 3 acres. It's an alright sized pond. But I'm going to be doing a little bass fishing here. And first off, I'm going to be using a 6'6" medium heavy action bait caster, 65-pound braid, and going to be using a white chatterbait with a black with red flake worm. And stay tuned, there'll be more fish with you. Alright, I've been out here for about a minute, maybe, using this chatterbait. Just caught me a nice, about a pounder. Yeah, I just caught him, there he goes. Just caught him right over here by these trees. They're pretty shallow today. I've already figured that out by spooking him a little bit. He did not go in the water. So I'll release him. Here goes the release. And there he goes. Stay tuned with more fish. Alright, so as you can probably see in that time lapse, I'm catching these bass like crazy with this little 5-inch senko 4/0 extra wide gap hook. But this senko's a little bit tore up just after 3 or 4 fish. I mean, I'm trying to get the best use out of it. So let's try to pitch this in here, see if we can't get one. All I'm really doing with these senkos, casting them by little structures, casting them along the bank, because these bass are definitely close to that bank, and giving a few twitches up and like going up, going to the side, get a little more different action, and then let it sink a little bit. But like I said in my last video, I fish these weightless so they don't sink as fast. So you gotta wait just a little longer for them to sink. But these bass come up and destroy these. And really all you have to do, most of the times ooh, there's a hit. Most of the times they hit them on the drop. So you just gotta watch your line, seeing if it's starting to go out. Sometimes they hit it whenever you're twitching it and you can feel it. far, most of these have been on the drop, so I've been watching my line. Temperature about for today is around high 80s, about 87 degrees. Just a little windy out. Partly cloudy. I think they're calling for some storms later. But this is basically the perfect time to go out. It's not too hot. Oh, there's one. He just came up and destroyed this by the bank. Nice little 1-pounder. Gonna put the release on him. There he goes. A lot of times the senkos fall off, but luckily I found this one. And you can fish these things anyway. Like you can fish them Carolina rig, Texas rig, shaky head, but I like the wacky rig because like fish cannot resist, especially whenever these temperatures are cooler, not too hot. Like I'm just getting hits left and right. And a lot of times with these, you gotta pay attention, like with the bottom. Fish the right kind of line with it, not too thin a line like I'm using. I'm using 6-pound test, mono concealment. That's a little too light for these bass. I don't know what I was thinking. There's one. A little smaller. I'd say probably half a pound. But yeah, these things are just crushing this senko. Like I said, just watching that line. Put some more release on them. Out of those fish that I just caught, this thing is tore up. But the thing about them is, fish them until they're gone. Fish until you can't use them no more, or until you lose them. Because, I mean, why waste one? Alright, so I didn't have the camera rolling, but just hooked into this little over a pound. Decent bass. I'm gonna put the release on them. And there he goes. Catch him again later. But stay tuned. I'm gonna get this camera rolling again and catch more bass, of course. There's one. That's a good one. Didn't take long to catch him. Just the next cast. about the same size as that last one. Decent fish. Got one. Oh, that's a good one. Nice largemouth. Probably about 1.5 pounds. Nice fish. Yeah, you gotta keep pinching on these things. They'll spit them out like crazy. Oh. Got one. Little dink. I cast it up in that area all 3 times. But just a little dink. Little feisty guy. Every time I have been casting up in this spot. Each time I got a bite. Had one right there. There's one. Littler. A little bigger than that dink, but about 1/2 pound. Small one. They're sitting over there in this little brush pile. There's one. Nice solid fish. About a pounder. Pound, 1.5 pounds. Solid fish. So, while I just caught that bass, he just got me caught up in that brush pile that I was catching them by. And he stirred up this dead little bass. It's a little weird. It's been there for a few days. Sure, the turtles will eat it. Alright, I'm going to cast up in this little brush pile over here that I was fishing at earlier. See if I can get one. I might actually, I have a feeling there's one down here. There's one. Dark bass. Little dink. I knew there was one down there. Yeah. Got my drag set a little low, but that's because I got small line. Alright. Well, catching dinks over here now, so gonna move to this other area. Alright, switched over into this little corner over here. Had a hit right up on the bank whenever I was pulling it up, but I cast it again, didn't get one. So where I was catching them one bass was right here by this little structure right here. Cast it up near it, got this little one, about a half pounder. Release him. There he goes. So I like this pond. I haven't really fished it, and I mean, I only have permission from this guy on this one side, but I can put a boat out here and fish all around. But there's bass in here. I mean, using these senkos, I've been catching them. I figured out that's really what they want. So the good thing about senkos, they catch any size fish. Just caught this little dink. It's bleeding a little bit, but we'll get him in the water so he survives. There he goes. Alright, so been here for about an hour or so. I mean, I'd stay here longer, but this is my last fish with the last senko I had. So we're gonna put a release on him. There he goes. But I'll definitely be back at this pond. I like it. Solid bass in here. I mean, yeah, there's dinks. There's dinks everywhere. But little recap. I started out on this far side over here. Can't really see it, but it's over there in that corner. Started out using a chatterbait. Then I figured, let's go finesse. So I got my Abu Garcia spinning reel, 6 foot, medium action, using 5-inch senko, a extra wide gap 4/0 hook, and 6-pound monofilament line. I mean, I don't suggest monofilament 6-pound. I'd rather go 10-pound fluorocarbon, but that's just me using finesse. But I caught, I lost track actually. I mean, you guys saw how many I caught, but it was a nice solid day on this nice little pond. Like I said, I'll be back here definitely. Maybe in a boat. I might be bank fishing again. I mean, either way, I don't care. Caught a lot of fish today. But stay tuned for more fishing videos. And sooner or later, I'll post some hunting videos about putting up tree stands and everything. But that'll be in about a month or so. But stay tuned for more outdoor adventures. Alright, so as most fishermen do, they try to make a last cast. I tried doing that. Cast it up over here where I started on a chatterbait. Just caught one. About a pounder. Was not expecting that at all. But I might make one more cast, but I'm gonna head out of here. So we're gonna put the release on this fish and stay tuned.